Short vid. TGIF. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God it's Friday. I am still on the clock. I still got a few more things to do. So hopefully I can get out there a little bit later. Little gray skies. I'll just make sure I bundle up. Ride off a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, figure something out. But I was sitting here thinking. So I'm thinking about all the jobs that I had. And I just started pulling the strings back, right? So I'm going to start back at GameStop. If I didn't work at GameStop, I started working at GameStop in Florida. Got a job at GameStop in Florida when my folks, split, and we ended up moving down and finishing up. I finished up high school in Florida. So I ended up getting a job at GameStop. Worked at GameStop for a few. Moved back up, go to college and stuff, and picked up a job up here at GameStop in Maryland. Worked at GameStop. If I didn't work at GameStop, I wouldn't have met this particular individual that would have left GameStop and given me an opportunity at another company at the time, Hollywood Video, and they had a Game Crazy or something like that. He wouldn't have given me an opportunity to develop my skill sets as far as running a team, because he made me third key. That's essentially like third shift supervisor or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I had never held a position like that before that moment. So if I didn't work at GameStop, I wouldn't have ended up at Game Crazy. If I didn't meet that person, I wouldn't have gotten that promotional job at Game Crazy. Ended up leaving Game Crazy, ended up getting fired from Game Crazy, and was looking for a job, in between jobs at the time. Met another individual. This individual, me and them were, we're cool, and we were dealing with each other and stuff like that. We were cool, and we're, pretty good friends at the time. I was still in college. If I didn't meet this individual wouldn't have pushed me to go to this job fair. This job, she wouldn't have put in a good word for me at the job fair to one of the HRs there that worked at a particular hotel. I got the job at the hotel. If I hadn't met that person, I wouldn't have gotten that job at the hotel. If I didn't get that job at the hotel, I wouldn't have met another individual that got me connections to my first transportation gig after I had left the hotel. So without going to the hotel, I wouldn't have met that person, and I wouldn't have ended up in the transportation gig. The transportation gig, not this one, the transportation gig I had beforehand at the time, helped me develop my skills, my people skills, and I had to articulate myself and things like that. I was at University of Baltimore. I was in college. If I didn't have the counselor that I had, I'm no telling whether or not they would have pushed me to go to this job fair that would have gotten me recognized at this particular company that had offered me an internship, to where I had done the internship, and then I developed a relationship with a few people there. And after college, I went to school for psychology. After college, got my first job there with my degree as a counselor, and worked there for a few years. So if I hadn't had that type of counselor, if I didn't have that counselor at the University of Baltimore, I wouldn't have ended up there. If I didn't have that relationship I had with that other individual, we're going to bounce back now to the transportation gig that I had. If I didn't have that relationship with that person, I couldn't have went back to the transportation gig and get to the point where I was actually running the company. It was a small company, and I don't want to make it seem like I owned the company. I didn't own the company. I ran the company. I was the operations manager. I was essentially the CEO. I did the day-to-days. I made sure everybody got paid. I controlled everybody's schedule. I watched hours. I did all of that. I still drove. I had the phone. I took down schedules. I ran the day-to-day operation. I ran the company. I had a small business on my back, and I was running the company. I learned the stresses of running a company. I learned the stresses of running a small business in a volatile business world, essentially, because there was other situations that were going on that unfortunately that led to straining of finances and things like that. But that's here nor there. Without meeting that individual, I wouldn't have gotten back to that company. Without working with the people that I worked with there and have a good rapport with them, I wouldn't have gotten to the position that I was in that company, and I wouldn't have been able to understand how business works as far as that goes, as far as running a team and making sure that people are paid, learning the responsibilities of juggling hours and pay and this and that, seeing the struggles that it was to run a business, you know, if I had met that person. If I didn't get on the MC scene, if I wasn't in a club, I wouldn't have met this particular person who put me on to my next job, my next transportation job, to where I'm a supervisor and I'm running a team again. And without meeting this person, I wouldn't have ended up here. If I didn't end up here, I wouldn't have met the celebrities that I have met, had the opportunities that I've had. I wouldn't have met this person who has become one of my good best friends. And without meeting this person, I wouldn't have developed a certain set of skills. I probably wouldn't be where I am right now, in a better headspace, dealing with personal things, because they were there for me at that point, at time, and helped me get through it. If I didn't meet this person, I probably wouldn't have some of the things that I have now. And I probably would have, it probably would have taken me a little bit longer to get to where I am now. So, the point in this video is, and that was just a very, very, very shortened version. I skipped a lot, but that was just a main timeline consisting of people and jobs. With that being said, don't ever, ever, ever feel saddened or be upset or whatever when you lose a job, or if people walk out of your life or whatever, because you have to understand that everything is seasonal. Everything. People walk into your life. You don't know why. You won't know why. You think you'll know why. You think you'll have a good grasp of, hey, this person came in my life. Oh, you're going to want them to be in your life forever and to always look out for them and all of that type of stuff. You're going to want all of that, especially when it's somebody you care about. And you know, it sucks when they end up not being in your life anymore. It does suck. I get it. I understand that. I've had plenty of people walk out of my life that I just knew was going to be there forever. But at the same token, they did what they were supposed to do in my life, because at the end of the day, most of the people that I named in the beginning of this timeline, I don't speak to anymore. We have lost touch. We're not friends. I can't even say we're acquaintances. I don't know when their birthday is. They don't have my number. I don't have theirs. So whatever. It's just people that I used to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But I don't regret any of the relationships that I've had. I don't regret any of the friendships or anything that I've had and lost or whatever, because at the end of the day, those people did what they were supposed to do, and they got me to the point. Because if I wasn't where I am today, I wouldn't have half of the skill sets I have, based upon not meeting them, based upon meeting those people. I wouldn't have had that if I never met those people, if they didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's what God does. He puts people in your lives for a reason, regardless of whether they were there to help you not trip and bust your nose, so 5 years later your nose gets you a modeling gig or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just something crazy like that. But that's just how it works. So don't ever get upset if a person just all of a sudden is not kicking it with you no more or whatever like that. They fulfilled their point in your life. Sometimes you won't know what that point is until, like, I don't know, 5 years later or whatever, when a new gig opens up, and then you realize, oh dang, they put in a good word for me, and you know, come to find out they did look out or whatever like that, but you know, we just don't talk anymore and this and that. They moved away, whatever. Life moves on. Certain jobs are there to give you skill sets that you're going to use later in life. You may not be using them right now, but you're going to use them later. So don't get upset when you're working somewhere and all of a sudden you lose that job, or you know, you become dissatisfied with it and you leave it or whatever, or people that you just knew was going to be in your life. You just knew they was going to be there forever and they're not. Don't ever feel bad. You're going to feel a little bad because you cared about it and stuff like that, but don't let it bring you down. Don't let it depress you. Don't let it, you know, make it, woe is me, my world is over and this and that. It is what it is, you know. It's harder when it's people that, you know, you had, you know, relations with and stuff like that. Not friendship, like, you know, relationships and stuff like that. It's a little hard, especially when you cared about them and stuff. But at the end of the day, them too, they taught you whatever you needed to learn, and you keep it moving. It is your choice to accept the lessons and to accept the things that these people have shown you and this and that, you know. So that's all I had to say. Just enjoy the people that you have in your life. Enjoy them while you can. You never know what's gonna happen. God forbid, people aren't here anymore, and things along those lines. But outside of that, just enjoy people's company. Tell people how you feel about them. You know what I'm saying? You got love for them. Yo, brother, man, I love you, man. Like, just want to let you know I appreciate our friendship. I appreciate the talks and whatever. Some people can't do that, so y'all just go out and go have drinks or whatever like that. That's the closest you're going to get to that. But, you always let people know where they stand in your life, and you let them know that, we good. We good. So, understand that. Get that. Okay? What is taking these people so long at these pumps? Jeez. Sorry, y'all. I'm sitting here waiting for gas. All right. So, most def, everybody have a blessed weekend, and take it easy. Be safe.